Hi, hello and welcome to another video by the scientist formerly known as Nigeli. In today's episode we are going to look at a hand lantern made from soda cans. I already posted a video how to make such a hand lantern using 2 soda cans. That's the one where the colors are removed. But in today's episode I would like to show you my improved version where you need only 1 soda can to make this kind of hand lantern. Here you can see how it all works. Light a match and then slide the glass up. Light the candle and then slide down the glass again. The candle is completely protected from wind and weather and therefore perfectly suited for outdoor use. So what do we need? Some wire for the holder, then a half-liter soda can, a pasta sauce where we extract the glass. The glass is used to protect the candle from wind and weather. And then we need some concrete to make this block that we add on the bottom. This is that the center of gravity is very low, so the lantern does not fall over. The clue of this video is really how to turn this round-shaped soda can into a square-shaped soda can. I invented therefore this 3D printed jig to turn the round-shaped soda can into a square-shaped one. So after explaining what we all need, let's start to make this hand lantern. I start by removing the bottom part of the soda can using my 3D printed soda can slicer. I already posted a video how to make such a soda can slicer. You find a link in the upper right corner. As a next step, we remove the tap. With the help of a screwdriver, we push back the lid to close it. And now we are ready to use our special jig to make a square-shaped soda can. The jig is inserted from underneath carefully into the soda can. Add more and more pressure until the jig is within the soda can completely. With the use of a utility knife, we are going to score the soda can along the flaps. These flaps will form the bottom of the lantern in the end. Now we are going to cut through the slits to indicate where we have to cut out the windows. Here you see the knife again coming out on the outer surface. So we know where we have to cut the windows. As we know now where to start from the outside, we prepare the windows by following the slits with the knife. And this then is repeated for the first 2 surfaces. And in order to have 4 windows, we have to repeat this procedure for the other 2 surfaces. Therefore, we take out the jig, move it by 90 degrees and insert it back again. We start again by scoring the flaps. As we have now scored the flaps from both sides, the edges can be easily removed. Just squeeze them a little bit and then you can take them away. And then again cut through the slits so you know where to start cutting the windows on the outer surfaces. With scissors we reduce the windows to half of the size. And now the first 2 windows are bent over the edges of the jig. Bend back also the flaps to indicate the bottom. Then the windows are bent back and are secured with a little bit of tape. Now we take out the jig for the last time and turn it again for 90 degrees to make the folding also for the other windows and the other flaps. The jig is now removed and the glass is entered from underneath. In a later chapter of this video, I explain how to extract this piece from a regular pasta glass and how to cut it. The tape pieces can now be removed. And then the windows can be folded back to form the cassette to enter later on the concrete block. Enter the concrete block and then close the bottom with the flaps. This is now secured with tape, and here we have basically our final structure. The making of this concrete block is just explained in the next chapter. The corners are still sharp. That's why they are pressed onto the table. This pushes them inwards and then they are not sharp anymore. Let's talk about the concrete block now. You can either make another square-shaped soda can and extract the bottom to use this as a form for the concrete. But of course you can also make a mold out of silicone. I designed a mold in Fusion 360. The link to this drawing is given in the description of the video together with the jig for the square-shaped soda can. A lot of people use Lego bricks to release the mold. In the end, I use this technique here with tape. When the silicone has cured, you can just remove the tape and then take the silicone out. Here I use soap as a mold release agent, and then I basically pour the silicone into this form. The silicone that I use and all the other materials used in this video are shown in the description. Now the silicone has cured, we can remove the tape now and release the mold. Then I mix sand together with concrete and fill the mold. Do not overfill the mold with concrete. The block should not be thicker than 1.5 centimeter. To remove residual air bubbles, I usually use toothpicks or a razor. And here you see when releasing the first concrete block from the soda can form, it gives a block that is adequate, but of course not so nice as when done with silicone. And now we come to the chapter where I explain how to extract the glass. So in order that the glass fits well in the square-shaped soda can, we have to go for a special diameter of the glass. Here you see that it's around 57 millimeters. The length of the glass is also important to see. If you choose it too long, you cannot enter the candle into the lantern anymore. So you should align it according to the jig. Make it just a little bit longer than the slits for the window. Then the glass is extracted with the usual method. I'm not going into details. There are a lot of descriptions in the internet how to cut glass. You will find also a link in the description what kind of glass cutter I use. And since the glass edges are quite sharp, some information concerning the sandpaper that I use to sand down the glass in the end. Basically, it's not a sanding paper, but sanding pads that I use here with a different roughness. I start first with 60, and this is done on the water in order to prevent inhaling of any kind of glass dust. And then I switch over to 400 to make it fine. In my experience, this is enough so that the edges of the glass don't cut anymore. And now we come to the final chapter, how to attach the holder to the lantern. Using a small drill, I grind a slot under the top edge of the soda can. Then I bend 2 tabs into an L shape. These are then pushed into the slot. I use pliers to clamp the tab to the edge. This is then repeated on both sides of the soda can. A piece of wire is shaped into a holder and then attached to the tabs. And now our hand lantern is completed. Using the jig, many lamps can be made in a short time. Here you can see my first delivery to a local restaurant. And if you like my project, then give me a thumbs up, consider subscribing and check out all the other videos on my channel. And as always, stay creative and so long!